It is incredibly draining to feel like you are auditioning for a break in your own life, only to return to a situation that feels like neglect. When you are a stay-at-home mother, self-care isn't a luxury, it is the maintenance required to keep the household running. Here is your story, focusing on the weight of these unmet expectations and the breaking point of your partnership. The illusion of partnership. For a long time, I have tried to follow the path of the traditional, supportive wife. I have read the books on femininity and grace, hoping that by softening my edges, my marriage would find its balance. But today, I hit a wall that no self-help book could prepare me for. My husband is a successful businessman and a provider, but as a father and a partner, he has become a stranger. The tension began when I mentioned wanting to visit a spa after our 22-month-old son went to bed. Instead of support, I was met with interrogation. Who was I going with? Why now? I was simply exhausted, craving a moment to feel like a woman rather than a permanent fixture of the house. He saw my need for rest as a personal affront, playing a game of Struggle Olympics where his hard week at the trucking business always outweighed my 24-hour labor at home. The 7-hour stretch. We finally agreed he would watch our son while I had my hair done, my first professional appointment since November. Even then, he tried to leave for the grocery store an hour before I was meant to walk out the door. I had to stand my ground just to ensure he honored his word. He eventually took our son out with him, but it was dripping with resentment. It was the first time he had ever taken our child out alone. When I returned 7 hours later, I was horrified. My son's clothes were soaked through with urine. He had gone the entire 7 hours without a single diaper change and was developing a painful rash. When I snapped, demanding to know how this happened and what the boy had even eaten, my husband's only response was to demand peace, a threat instead of an apology. When I refused to drop the subject because my son's well-being was at stake, the conversation turned nuclear. Instead of acknowledging his failure, my husband threatened me with divorce. He told me he would give me a hard time and that we should just head to the courthouse. When I suggested pastoral counseling, he flatly refused. I am left mourning the life I thought we were building. We moved here with no family support, and I never intended to be a stay-at-home mother to a man who treats his son like a burden. We once talked of having 3 children, but I realize now that the promise of a hands-on father was a lie. He provides for us financially, but a paycheck cannot change a diaper, and it certainly cannot heal the loneliness of a wife who is fighting for her family's dignity alone.